Great. Well, thanks a lot, Jim. I really appreciate you getting into that level of detail, and particularly from an attorney's perspective, because you're all practicing attorneys. So thank you for doing that, Jim. We've had a couple of questions come in. I encourage you, if there's anyone else who has a question, use that question submission feature, and I'm going to respond to the two that have come in. The first question is from Linda. Linda is asking, says, we are of the opinion that Yellow Pages are somewhat dead, not worth the $1,000 or so a month for a display ad. What is your opinion? I would say my gut response is you're absolutely right, but the way to test that is to make sure that when someone calls into your firm as a prospective client, that your receptionist or whoever answers the phone says, how did you hear about us? So track how your clients heard of you, but try and focus. If you had $1,000 or $12,000 over the course of the year, there is so much that you could do, even in terms of just client entertainment and reconnecting with people in your network and being able to take them out for coffee, lunch, dinner, to a show, and spend that $12,000 in a way that is going to be more focused and targeted. Take the time to put that strategic marketing plan in place, because I really do agree with you, Linda, that that $1,000 a month is just not a reasonable amount of money to pay for something that you're just throwing out there and hoping someone will see it. Take the time to really put together a strategy that is strategic in that it identifies where your best clients have come from in the past and opens some doors for you to pursue some of these targeted and low-cost, high-impact strategies that we've been talking about today that are reiterated as well in the materials. The second question, this is a great question from Carolyn. How often should a lawyer be blogging? Do people really read these, or are the blogs just for search engine optimization? I believe that first of all, a lawyer who wants to blog, and Jim showed you a little bit of the social networking module. We have resources there, but blogging is a great way. If you are prolific and you love to write, I would say blogging is a great tool for attorneys. What you don't want to do is to start a blog, and there are a couple. Well, actually, the platform that I prefer, that I use for my blog, which is esqcoach.com, is WordPress, and I think WordPress is a great blogging platform. There are a number of them out there, but it makes it very easy. It's free. You can link to your blog from your website, and I absolutely think blogging is the way to provide those targeted communications that we talked about in one of our last tips about doing that level of communication. There's no reason that you can't do a blog post and then update your LinkedIn profile and say, I just blogged about blah, blah topic, and give them a link to that blog. All of your social networking activities, including blogging, can be and should be intricately tied together. Blogs are great for search engine optimization, but so is doing your LinkedIn profile. You will be amazed that when you complete and enhance and keep current a LinkedIn profile, how your results, your Google results, will increase even within a week or so. It just amazes me. So I think to directly answer the question, how often should a lawyer blog, don't set yourself up for failure. Allow your blog to be flexible enough that you can do it every week or every 2 weeks. I really honestly am not of the mind that you should do it 3 times a week or it's not worth doing. Some people are. That just happens to be my opinion from having worked with attorneys. What's most important is that you're really focusing on content that is of interest to the readers of your blog. The other cool thing about WordPress is that they have analytics. So this free WordPress blogging platform allows you to see how many people are coming to your blog, how many are viewing it, where they're going, how they're getting there, how they're being directed there. So Carolyn, I hope that helps. I think blogging is great, and I encourage you or anyone in your firm to continue doing it, but make sure you're cross-promoting it with all of the other activities that you're doing. You could even put your blog on your business card, so they should all be interrelated and sort of cross-marketed together, all of these different activities. Eric has asked a question. Do you have any suggestions for effective marketing for younger lawyers? And actually, I do. I have a number of ideas. First of all, Eric, I would say depending upon whether or not you're a solo practitioner and you just graduated from law school and you hung a shingle and you're out there trying to generate business, or if you're a younger lawyer in a law firm. Either way, I would say consult with your bar association, and that would be Norino, and see what resources are available to partner you with someone who has the expertise that you're trying to build, someone who's sort of been there, done that. I think having a mentor as a young lawyer is really important, in that it has to be someone who is not only an exceptional attorney in private practice, but someone who's also successfully integrated marketing into their daily activities. So other suggestions for younger lawyers is to really focus on building your substantive expertise. I am a believer that the first couple of years out of law school really ideally should be spent building your expertise and learning what you love to do, what you like to do, what you don't like to do at all, because the bottom line is you have to have something to market, and that something is your expertise. So if you have the luxury to do so, as in you're in a larger firm, Eric, I would say, you know, focus on, don't feel like you have to hit the ground marketing when you are right out of law school. Try to focus on really building your skill. And I kid you not, Norino did not ask me to say this, but utilize the resources that the Wisconsin Bar has for you through the Law Practice Management section of the website. Become a student of marketing. One of the things that we always tell our lawyers is that marketing is not something that you learned about in law school. That's why we say Market Your Law Practice is a class you should have taken in law school, but it wasn't offered. So focusing on the substance of the area in which you'd like to practice, developing a relationship with someone who can be your mentor on a number of levels, including marketing, and then truly becoming a student of marketing. I think those are good advice together cumulatively for younger lawyers. Okay, the next question, and this is actually the last question for those of you who have stayed on the call. Thank you for doing that. Alan has asked, how about some networking type ideas for a criminal defense practice? I don't think joining NORML is the best way to develop clients. Well, what I mentioned at one point, Alan, during my presentation is that marketing can be different if you are marketing to consumers, because how do you market a family law practice? How do you market a criminal law practice? Well, you have to build relationships, I believe, with those who are the first call for help. Now, who would that be? You know from your past, Alan, who has referred business to you, but I believe networking when you are selling a service that is potentially could be of interest to 100% of the population, depending upon their situation, you have to align yourself with those who are connected into that network of making referrals to attorneys like you. So therefore, looking at the referral source side of it, I think is a much stronger way, because as you said, now here's another thought though. I have also seen lawyers who have very consumer-oriented practices build name recognition by being guests on radio shows or by submitting articles to general publications. You know, what do I do if I get a DWI? You know, lead with your expertise. Be willing to share some of the, you know, the top tips, because you can also build your name recognition through the media so that you become known as, and if you're doing the media in addition to building the networking relationships, I think you're going to have greater success than someone who just sits in the office hoping that their phone is going to ring or hoping that the right referral source is going to connect with them. So I hope that's helpful. In closing, again, I want to thank each of you for spending the time with us this afternoon. When we get off the call, I will receive a summary of all of the live polling and who participated. And you will just have to trust that I'm honest. I'm going to put those names in a hat, and we are going to draw a name, and I will communicate to Norino so he can then communicate to the person who is the lucky winner of the computer bag. Again, I encourage you to follow up with Jim Patterson and learn more about marketyourlawpractice.com. It's an awesome tool. I know I'm biased, but I really hope that you will do that as well. And just thank you again for taking time today. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for attending.